Hey, this is Collecticon once again, and we're checking out another awesome upcoming Blokees product. This time, we're taking a step up, and we're going to the Classic Class. Oh, baby. Yeah, there were kind of some discrepancies in the revealing of this particular product. It was called the Champion Class, but everything I'm seeing here on the packaging shows that this is still the Classic Class. And the product we're talking about specifically is Blokees Classic Class Transformers 1 Megatronus. That's right, one of the primes, and not just any of them, old Purple Face himself. You know, Transformers 1 had a lot of great character designs that showed up in the movie, and not all of them came out in plastic form. However, Blokees seems to be taking the torch here and releasing products that are super close to the on-screen appearance of a lot of these characters that haven't gotten toys or anything. And so they're coming out as Blokees model kits, and I gotta say, these look like the spitting image of what you see on screen. Sure, they don't transform, but you never know what might come in the future. For now, you have a really consistent quality of product if you want to collect the Transformers 1 characters. So anyways, let's start here. You see the box. We got the Classic Class emblazoned, and just so you know, the Classic Class is a level of model kit that is a step or two higher than the Galaxy Class Blokees you might be used to. There's definitely a level up when you get to the Classic Class. The price is a little higher, but you're actually gonna be a lot deeper in the true model kit realm. You're gonna have to take things off the sprue, you're gonna have to assemble the thing yourself, follow some serious instructions, and build a very impressive robot at the end of all of your endeavors. When you take this thing out of the box, you're gonna find a bunch of trees wrapped in plastic, the instruction manual, which I very much think you need to follow. I mean, maybe that's a thing in the model kit building world, like raw dogging a model kit without instructions. Seems like a really bad idea, but hey, give it your best shot. I'm not gonna show you the step-by-step on how to put this thing together, because really you're gonna spend about 30 minutes to an hour putting this together yourself. And I think you've earned it at the point of buying this thing to experience that firsthand. But anyways, I'll show you a little bit about how you take the things off the sprue, how you follow the instructions, and the final assembly. So first off, here's a look at everything you'll get once you open this box. This might be crazy to you if you're a Transformers fan, but I promise, all your regular Transformers figures, they start out pretty much just like this. You just don't have to do the assembly. So I'm probably gonna get roasted for this, but you can just sort of finagle the pieces off the tree as you need to with your fingers. You don't need clippers. You might get a little flashing that way, but like, it's okay. Let it go. So this might be pretty obvious, but I feel like I should tell you just in case you've never done a model kit before. Every tree has a letter and a number designation, like A1, A2, B1, E3, something like that. And so in the instructions, it'll tell you which tree a part comes from and then which number piece on that tree you're looking for. I know that's pretty rudimentary, but you never know. This might be someone's first model kit, and you know, if you're not paying attention, you can lose parts or get confused pretty easily. So definitely do not break all the parts off the tree before you've reached that part in the instructions. You will regret it. So the first thing you're probably gonna wanna do is build the head. Wow, that looks a lot like somebody else I know. And so the assembly process is kind of like this. You're gonna build the left arm, then you're gonna mirror that with the right arm, build the torso, and do that same thing you did with the arms with the legs. And then at the end, you get to snap them all together, and there he is! Holy crap, it's Megatronus! I never thought I'd see the day, but here he is. As you might see, a Classic Class Blokees model kit stands about 1.5 times taller than a Galaxy version model kit, and they're way more intricate, way less cookie cutter with repeated parts. And something I love about Blokees is that they're always improving the product. Every iteration, there's little surprises here and there. So with this Megatronus, there's double jointed knees, There's a new assembly of the shoulders, some sort of drop joint arm assembly, and the waist has a full ball joint in it, so you can get a lot more posability with this one than you might have gotten before with Classic Class model kits. So if you see them here next to some of the other Classic Class toys I have, something you might notice is that the base is completely different. They have a new redesigned base for this particular model kit, and I don't know if that means they're going with this design moving forward. But instead of having pegs, it just has holes. And so it has pegs that you can clip into the bottom of his feet and then peg him into the holes. It's just kind of a vice versa thing. I don't know. It seems to work pretty cool. I like that the base is one piece instead of separate. And something these Classic Class figures always come with is little blast effects that kind of just elevate the display of this thing on the stand. You can use them or you can't, but they're kind of neat. I mean, just throw them on there somewhere. So one of the coolest things I found while building this model kit was that the wing assembly has a really clever way of clipping together. He's got these like quad wing things on his back, and you know, you'll just see it. When you clip them together, it's just sort of neat. I like those little magic moments. There's always definitely some of those in these Classic Class model kit builds. So Megatronus here, he comes with the Requiem Blaster, he comes with the Spear, I don't know if that's named, so we're just gonna call it the Spear of Destiny for now. I really like that style of accessory they use with the spear where you stick it through his hand and then you put the blade on it, so you kind of have a fully realized weapon here. So yeah, Megatronus. He looks awesome. He's an imposing character. You know, he's supposed to be the most powerful of the Primes, so I'm not surprised they went with this. But holy cow, are they gonna do all 13 of these guys as they were shown in the movie? I don't know, but if they're all as good as Megatronus here, with all the articulation, and I'm sure they'll improve it as they go, you might have a really solid way to get the 13 Primes as they appeared in the movie. Sure, Age of the Primes has all 13 Primes, and that's the whole crux of that Transformers toy line, and those transform, but they're a completely different rendition. This is specifically from that movie, and so if you're a huge fan of it, which I know you are, you're gonna want to keep your eyes on what Blokees doing here with the Classic Class Transformers 1 toys. I'd say this is a really satisfying build. If I were you, and you haven't tried this, and you have all the other Galaxy stuff, I mean, if you compare the Galaxy Class Transformers 1 toys to the Classic Class, it's like night and day. They're a totally different experience. So if you feel like you've saturated your enjoyment of the Galaxy Class Blokees, the Classic Class is sitting here ready to go. I mean, this is number 20. They're actually up to 21. So there's a lot to be found here, and they're not breaking the bank. These are totally reasonable. And I don't know if you've ever made a similar model kit, but I've made some model kits, and man, there's always a scary moment or two building those where you're either gonna lose a piece or you feel like you're gonna break something trying to put it together. I didn't have a single moment of that with this. These are a totally benign experience. You're not going to worry about breaking this stuff. It's totally safe and simple to build it. I'd give it a shot. I love Blokees in general, so this was a real treat. Thanks, Blokees, for sending this my way, and I'm sure it'll be available for sale on their website soon, Blokees.com. Jump over there and give yourself a treat. Get the Megatronus. It's a bonus. Hey, thanks for watching. We love making these little videos, and we'll keep doing it. Make sure to press like and subscribe if you want to see more crazy stuff from us. And, of course, check out Collecticon Toys for everything you might need Transformers and beyond. And you can find us on almost every social channel at Collecticon. And we'll be seeing you at toy shows like TFCon and BotCon and even DairyCon, slinging plastic crack and never looking back. Oh, and check out our Whatnot shows because they're absolutely insane. And that's all I'm gonna say about it. You gotta subscribe and check out the shows. See you later. Peace.